do it this way. Let's say they are drug traffickers. Do you believe that it is constitutional for the United States to blow up people that are accused of being drug traffickers?
So it's not going to be a yes or no question. If I could take
okay,
a few
then
seconds.
I'm gonna stop you there because I only got so much time. And Professor, you know, I was really loving on you because you came from South Texas, which is down in Houston, not too far from the University of Houston where I got my law degree, but it is very clear that it is unconstitutional for us in the United States.
In a blistering House Judiciary Committee hearing, Texas Representative Jasmine Crockett didn't hold back, invoked the words of Tupac Shakur to slam the administration's military spending before pivoting to an explosive comparison. Crockett questioned the legal double standards in Washington, asking why the law doesn't seem to matter when it comes to the Epstein files and allegations of international trafficking involving high-level officials.
Okay, I don't know where to begin. So I'm going to start with Tupac. We're going to start with the fact that Tupac famously said, for those of you that didn't necessarily listen to rap, that we've got money for war, but we can't feed the poor. And the reason that I bring this up is for two reasons. Number one, in order to get Maduro, the estimated cost is $3 billion. I can guarantee you that a lot of Americans would say, yes, there's a valid warrant and things like that, but for the cost of $3 billion, let's put our money somewhere else, number one. Number two, Professor, you talked about the fact that if there wasn't the loss of life as it relates to our service members, or if this was just kind of quick boots on the ground for a second, then it wasn't war. So just answer this question for me. Would you consider what is taking place currently in the Middle East a war because we continue to have our sons and daughters returned in caskets to the United States? That's a yes or no?
No, the analysis for Iran is different.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you agree with me then? Yes?
I didn't say that.
Okay, it's different analysis. So I'm just going to go with you agree with me because this is clearly a war and it's unconstitutional. That is the bottom line. And frankly, as it relates to Venezuela, I think that we still will have some time to determine exactly how bad it is. Because imagine for 2 seconds that you had fishermen and sailors that were coming from the United States, and Venezuela all of a sudden started bombing our people, saying, oh, no, you're bringing guns, because let me be clear, America does their fair share of nonsense in other countries. We tend to supply everybody with the guns. We flood this world with guns everywhere, right? So let's say they said, you know what, we don't want all those guns going to the gangsters in our communities, so we're just going to start blowing people up. And frankly, legally, that may work for them. You know why? We have a constitution, and not everybody does. And so it is offensive to sit here and engage in this conversation as someone who practiced criminal law. And my God, everyone that I had, no matter what they were accused of, even if they were accused of capital murder, they were given an opportunity to actually show up in court and face their accusations, not be killed. So the justification, like, I don't understand why we are trying to make it partisan. It should not be partisan to just go and blow up these boats. Are you saying, Professor, that you believe that blowing up these boats because somebody believes it, you know what, let me do it this way. Let's say they are drug traffickers. Do you believe that it is constitutional for the United States to blow up people that are accused of being drug traffickers?
So it's not going to be a yes or no question. If I could take
okay,
a few
then
seconds.
I'm gonna stop you there because I only got so much time. And Professor, you know, I was really loving on you because you came from South Texas, which is down in Houston, not too far from the University of Houston where I got my law degree. But it is very clear that it is unconstitutional for us in the United States. Let me give y'all another issue that I don't understand if y'all see it the way that I do. There's this little thing called the Epstein files. There's a lot of people that have been found liable, charged, all kinds of stuff, from Prince Andrew and Peter Mandelson, from Norwegian officials, the former prime minister, and the former ambassador, all these different people, right? Some would argue, especially since there was international trafficking that was taking place, some would argue that our president, whose name is found over and over and over and over in these files, may have engaged in, say, child trafficking, sex trafficking. They may come to that conclusion. Now, With that being the understanding, if there are other countries that believe, because they believe in actually holding people accountable, okay? So they say, you know what? There were some girls from England or wherever, because there were people from different countries. And they say, you know what? We gonna just come and we're gonna drop in on America. We're going to bomb America. We're going to kill civilians in America because you know what? We have a warrant for his arrest. Whether it's for the child sex trafficking in the Epstein files because America doesn't want to do their job, or whether we're talking about violating international law, whether we're talking about going and just randomly killing people. I can tell you that every single one of you that is sticking up for him right now would be screaming from the rooftops. The analysis has to be the same. I am so offended that I am still paying my daggone student loans for law school, and it seems like none of it matters nowadays. Because seemingly what we do is we twist the law to justify. The analysis is the same. If you would be outraged if they came and bombed our country to go after him to arrest him, if you're listening, that I don't know if people are doing this. But if they decided to do that because of the Epstein files or because of violating international law, you all would be against it. So we should be against it right now. Thank you, I'll yield.
The hearing, officially titled The Legal Basis for Action Against Venezuelan Drug Traffickers, comes at a time of peak tension in Washington. Representative Jasmine Crockett's testimony effectively merged three major news cycles into one explosive argument. The cost of Tupac's war, Crockett opened by quoting Tupac Shakur, "We've got money for war, but can't feed the poor." This wasn't just rhetoric, it was a direct hit on the $3 billion military operation in Venezuela. News reports leading into this hearing have highlighted a growing backlash against the militarization of drug enforcement, with Crockett pointing out that while the U.S. bombs drug boats in the Caribbean, 13 U.S. service members have already lost their lives in a conflict she labels unconstitutional. The Epstein file deadlines. The most viral moment occurred when Crockett pivoted to the Epstein Files Transparency Act. The DOJ, led by Attorney General Pam Bondi, recently missed a critical deadline to release millions of unredacted pages. Crockett used this news context to lay a trap for the committee, alleging that the president's name appears over and over in these records. She argued that if a foreign nation used the same extrajudicial logic the U.S. is using in Venezuela to bomb America and arrest a U.S. official for sex trafficking, Republicans would be screaming from the rooftops. The conflict of interest. By contrasting the aggressive pursuit of foreign drug traffickers with the protection of domestic elites in the Epstein case, Crockett highlighted a perceived fox guarding the henhouse situation. She argued that the administration is twisting the law to justify violence abroad while obstructing justice at home, pointing to the recent discharge petition signed by 218 members of Congress to force the release of the Epstein documents. Legal standing. As a former criminal defense attorney, Crockett emphasized that the boots on the ground in the Middle East and South America constitute a war, regardless of the administration's different analysis. Her conclusion reflects a broader 2026 sentiment, that the rule of law is becoming optional for the powerful.